Hey guys, welcome back to the Messiah of Aquarius. And today I wanted to talk about the reality of good and evil. The typical conception of good is that it is to be altruistic, give, love, sacrifice, respect, have equality, kindness, and things of that nature. And the typical conception of evil is that it is to be selfish, to steal, to kill, hate, disrespect, discriminate, or harm, so on and so forth. However, this is the morality of a slave, not the truth. This form of morality is a product of the borderline exclusively slave population that was the Israelites, born from principles that would be beneficial to a community of slaves, which is why they value things such as equality, humility, charity, patience, working together. This is what a slave would want. And an inversion of their master's morality due to resentment. So, defining sins in the particular way that they did. Looking at the 7 deadly sins as an example, we can see gluttony, because they didn't have food, wrath, because you couldn't exercise your anger as a slave, pride, there's nothing much to be proud of, and you would often and probably be punished if you weren't extremely humble in everything you did. Envy is a sin because are never going to have what your master does. You are going to live and die a slave. Sloth is a sin because any slave that's not working is probably being punished. Greed, because if you're a slave, you're never going to have anything in the first place. And lust, because sex is a bit of a risky game when you and all your offspring are essentially property. And then going as far as to create things like Revelation and Hell as pure and blatant revenge fantasies, since they couldn't actually fight back against their masters in reality. The truth is that good is that which is rewarded. Fundamentally, a reward increases or otherwise sustains your well-being. We can therefore deduce that to be good is to act in a manner which increases or otherwise sustains your well-being, or decreases your suffering, and is evident by experiencing more well-being than suffering. And with evil being the opposite of good, and suffering being the opposite of well-being, evil or bad is to act in a manner which increases or sustains your suffering or decreases your well-being, and is evident by experiencing more suffering than well-being. However, this does not make master morality that which is good. This is not a call to become pathologically selfish, Machiavellian, and psycho or sociopathic. At times, it can be good to hurt, steal, and even kill. However, there are also those situations which are arguably far more present where it would be better to help or give to someone. This comes down to the reality of love. In other words, the fact that there are individuals whose well-being you value, or in other words, whose well-being is tied to your own. You can think of friends as an example. It may even be true that there are people whose well-being you hold in a higher esteem than your own, like a lover or your family. People whose suffering would cause you just as much, if not more, if you just heard about it. It's even possible that you may possess a sense of love for all of humanity as such, but it doesn't make you evil if you don't, just so long as you're being honest with yourself about that. Loving relationships can be more rewarding than anything else. Therefore, simply inverting the standard moral code, that is slave morality, is not enough. But going beyond the entire modern paradigm of what good and evil are in the first place is the true way forward. So stand for yourself and what you truly love, and nothing else. No matter who calls you evil for it, and there will be plenty that will, know that it is the best you can do. And that's all I have to say today. Thank you guys for watching, and I will see you next time.